In 2014, the town of Brattleboro, Vermont, was stunned by the passing of Ronald Read, a quiet janitor known for his flannel jacket and old baseball cap. He'd worked at J.C. Penney and a gas station for decades, living a life of extreme frugality. But when his will was read, the town learned he'd left behind nearly $8 million. The man who drove a used Toyota and mended his coat with safety pins was a secret millionaire. He hadn't inherited money or won the lottery. His wealth was built on discipline, patience, and a simple, powerful strategy. Friends remembered offering to buy him coffee, never suspecting his fortune. Ronald Read's story isn't about sudden riches, it's about decades of quiet, methodical work. He proved that wealth is less about how much you earn, and more about how you manage what you have. His life was a masterclass in living below your means and letting your money work for you. Sometimes the richest people are the ones you'd never expect. Born in 1921 in rural Vermont, Ronald Read grew up in a humble farmhouse, learning the value of $1 early on. After serving in World War II, he returned home and worked as a mechanic and later as a janitor, never earning a big salary. His life was simple. He mended his own clothes, drove old cars, and heated his home with wood he gathered himself. He frequented the library for entertainment and education, finding contentment in simplicity. To outsiders, his frugality looked like poverty, but it was a deliberate strategy. Every dollar he didn't spend was invested for the future. While others bought bigger houses and newer cars, Ronald quietly bought shares in America's greatest companies. The gap between his modest income and even more modest spending became his investment capital. His fortune was built not on luck, but on the simple math of living below your means. Ronald's story shows that wealth is built in the choices you make every day. Simplicity and discipline were his greatest assets. Ronald Read's investment strategy was as simple as his lifestyle. He bought shares in stable, dividend-paying companies, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan Chase, and held them for decades. He wasn't chasing quick profits, he was building ownership in great businesses. He ignored market noise, buying more during downturns and never panicking. His real secret? Compounding. He reinvested every dividend, letting his money snowball year after year. A small investment in the 1960s grew exponentially as dividends bought more shares, which earned more dividends. Like planting seeds and growing an orchard, his wealth multiplied quietly over time. His modest salary was just the beginning. The real growth came from patience and reinvestment. Ronald's fortune wasn't built overnight, but through decades of letting compounding do the heavy lifting. Anyone can follow this path: invest steadily, reinvest dividends, and let time work its magic. The power of compounding is available to everyone. When Ronald Read died, his final act surprised everyone. He left over $1 million to the local library, and nearly $5 million to the town hospital. The quiet janitor became one of Brattleboro's greatest benefactors. His story forced everyone to rethink what wealth looks like. Ronald's life teaches us: live below your means, invest for the long term, and ignore the hype. Buy quality, reinvest dividends, and let compounding work for you. You don't need a high income or a fancy degree to achieve financial independence. What matters is discipline, patience, and a long-term plan. Ronald Read proved that anyone, no matter their job, can build real wealth. His legacy is a call to action. Start today, make a plan, and stick with it. The janitor can be wealthier than the banker. You could be the next Ronald Read.